Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Carolyn. This is our fourth installment to our holiday video series, and today we're making a delicious banana pudding. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first, before we get started, is to just take our 5-ounce package of instant vanilla pudding, and I'm going to put it in a bowl here. The box is going to say 5.1 ounces. Don't worry about it. That's the one you need, okay? So I'm just going to put that in a bowl right here. And to this, now remember, that's vanilla instant pudding. Now to this, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of milk. And I'm using non-fat. You can use whole. You can use a low-fat milk if you like. And here you have, in this recipe, you have a little bit of leeway. So I'm just going to pour that in there. And I'm going to give it a whisk. This instant pudding is going to be quite thick, and that's okay. We need it to be like that, so don't panic. Okay, got all the lumps out. It feels pretty smooth, and we're just going to set it to the side. So now we're going to grind up our cookies and get our crust going for our banana pudding. Now, of course, usually you have vanilla wafers, but this time I'm going to turn it into a crust and put a little extra spin on it. Our crust contains a mixture of Chessman cookies, a whole package, and then also some ground up vanilla wafers. So there we go with that. And then we also have a melted stick of butter and 1/4 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. So let's get our cookies going. Cookies are all ground up. Once again, the Chessman cookies, they're shortbread cookies. I got 1 3/4 cup of crumbs out of that package, so that's what you're shooting for with the Chessman. And then with the vanilla wafers, we need 1 cup of ground up vanilla wafers. So I'm just going to pour that in. Okay. And then to this, I'm going to add 1/4 of granulated sugar. And then 1 stick of the melted butter. Okay. Man, if I tell you guys how many times I had to do this to get it right, I'd have you laughing. But the ending result, you're going to love it. You have a nice crust on the bottom of your banana pudding. Just make sure all your crumbs are nice and moist with that butter. Just take your time and just kind of stir it around. Now I'm going to take an ungreased 9 by 11 baking dish, glass dish. And we're going to press these crumbs right into that dish. All right, now what I've done with the smaller glass dish is just line it with the back of some saran wrap. What you could do also is just put the saran wrap directly on the crumbs if you like to press them into place. So let's first just pour them in here. And then just kind of spread them out. Just so they have an even layer. You can also use an offset spatula if you have one. And if you're not sure about the thickness, just pick up the pan and give it a look-see, okay? Just like that. And then that'll give you a good guide of how you want to spread out your crumbs. Okay, what I'm going to do now is take this smaller pan and just give it a light press. Okay, then I'll move it over here. Give it a little bit of a press. I'll move it over here. So see, it's just a simple little twist to an old classic. So our cookies are already, our crust is already in here, nice and firmly pressed. And just a quick tip, if you're anything like me, buy more than, a couple of packages of Chessman, because had some mishaps, all right? So I'm gonna take this over here to a preheated 375-degree oven, and we're gonna let this bake for 8 minutes. Watch it, do not go away, don't go far. I'm telling you, you have to do it again. All right, so we're gonna go straight into our fresh whipped cream. We need 1 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And you're gonna be making your own whipped cream. All we're gonna add is 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. So I'm just gonna get the hand beater going. And then we're gonna slowly add the powdered sugar once it starts to thicken a little bit. So here we go. All right, child, that's a lot of beating, but trust me, it's gonna be well worth it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is concentrate on our third component, which is gonna be combined with the pudding that's been waiting for us, is 8 ounces of cream cheese, softened, and I let this sit out a while just to get room temperature so it can be softened. Okay. And then 1 whole can of condensed milk. Okay, just pour that right on top. And we're gonna beat this until it's smooth. Making the whipped cream takes about 5 to 8 minutes. Just turn your beaters to high once the cream starts to thicken. Okay. Let's get beating. All right. So now we're just going to combine the condensed milk, cream cheese, and vanilla instant pudding together. All right. So we have our very smooth cream cheese and condensed milk all in a nice large bowl. I put the condensed milk and the cream cheese in a large bowl because now we're getting ready to combine the mixture itself. So here is our instant vanilla pudding that's been waiting for us. Very thick. Okay. Just add that in here, and we're just going to fold these 2 ingredients together. All right, now let's lighten it up with the whipped cream. Just take about 1/3 of it, put it in, and just fold it in a little bit at a time. The reason why you don't want to do a hard mix is because you don't want to take all of the air out of your whipped cream. So just be patient and fold it in. Okay, and then let's do our last 1/3 of the whipped cream and fold it in. All right. All right, beautiful mixture, nice and smooth and thick. So let's get chopping on those bananas. I'm using about 5 to 6 bananas. If you have large bananas, this is also where you have a little bit of leeway. You can put as many or as little bananas as you like. This is funny because actually about 3 years ago, I found out that my aunt's favorite dessert was banana pudding, my Aunt Mary Ann. My cousin always has to make it for her when he comes. Clinton. Very rich, dense, thick. So mine is actually going to rival his. Okay. And I cut these bananas just before I put them in the dish on top of a little bit of the filling that we've made. I'll show you how to do that. Because ovens vary and so do temperatures, make sure you watch your cookie crust. We baked it for about 8 to 10 minutes in this particular oven. So just don't walk away from yours. Watch it. And once you get the nice little golden brown edges, watch it even closer. Take it out. Let it totally cool. Do not put your custard in here while it's still hot, because your custard or your filling is going to start to run. And we don't want that to happen. So it's totally cool and we're ready to work. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this filling and put it next to the cookie crust and just spread it out. Okay. Right, it's about a third of it. Give a nice fluffy bed for our bananas to lay on. Okay. Getting those corners. Okay, now let's pile on our bananas. These bananas were kind of small, so it's about 8 of these. They just slice up. Just put them right on. It's not your average banana pudding today, huh? All right, let's put our filling over that. Right over the bananas. And once again, if you think this is enough filling after you put the top layer on, you don't have to use it all. You can save it for another time, what's left, and it freezes really well. So you can make little private banana puddings. No one has to know. So what I'm going to do, and this is totally optional if you want to, I'm going to add some more shortbread cookies right on top, the Chessman cookies, just like this. And see, in my house, this helps resolve disputes about who took what. So people know exactly where to cut. So just lay them around like that. So I'm just going to cover it with some saran wrap and put it in the fridge so it can set up really well. Good and set. Wow, beautiful. It's nice and tight, really firm. See if we can give it a cut. Okay, it's our crust. You can feel where your crust is. Just kind of gently go in. There you go. I gotta give this a taste. This one is not too sweet. You can make a nice pot of hot coffee and have really good dessert and coffee together. Thanks for joining me for this entire installment of Holiday Video Series. I hope you enjoy all the recipes that we showed you. Make sure you share them with your family and enjoy them all season long. I'll see you next time, and don't forget to go to Facebook and like 771food.com, Cooking with Carolyn, and Grand Diamond Seasoning. And for your seasoning, go to gdseasoning.com and get your seasoning. I'll see you next time. I'm going in for another bite.